Welcome back to AM Northwest. It's the most common cancer, but also one that is easily prevented if we use sunscreen and limit our sun exposure. Here to debunk some myths surrounding sunscreen and their impact on our health, we welcome from Environment Working Group Program Manager Emily Spilman. Good to have you with us, Emily.
Thank you.
I mean, it's kind of crazy what's going on now on social media and with the influencers that are out there, like Kristen Cavallari, who's bringing up that she doesn't believe in sunscreen at all. And now people are believing her and other people who are touting that same ridiculous message. What are your thoughts about that?
I believe it's really it's at a detriment to consumers and really a public health disaster. That the spread of disinformation online about sunscreens and the idea that you don't need to wear sunscreen or you don't need any sort of sun protection is simply false. And beyond that, there are plenty of other myths that we can talk about too around sunscreen and how they work.
All right, let's start with one, which is that they say sunscreen, it's a myth, sunscreen is harmful and causes cancer. Why wear sunscreen?
Well, exactly. On the contrary, sunscreen prevents cancer. So while some products are definitely better at that than others, there is decades of research showing that exposure to UVA and UVB rays damages our skin, and that damage can lead to long-term skin aging and cancers. So at EWG, we recommend using mineral sunscreens. We recommend that everybody uses sunscreen, and it is one of the best tools at preventing your increasing risk of cancer.
Yeah, I mean, you see the difference when people are exposed to a lot of sun, how they age much more quickly than someone their own age. Like, I mean, if you just take someone from the Northwest versus someone in, say, in Florida, you're going to see a difference in the skin texture for sure. All right, let's talk another myth. All sunscreens provide adequate UV protection.
So it's, again, not necessarily true. Particularly what we talk about here is the balance of UVB and UVA protection. So UVB rays are those that cause sunburn. That is what your SPF value is going to indicate to you, the protection you're getting. But then there are also UVA rays from the sun, and those are those that penetrate the skin more deeply, again, lead to that long-term skin damage, lead to increasing rates of cancer, and not all sunscreens, not all ingredients in sunscreens are as effective at preventing against both rays.
The other myth, the higher the SPF value, the better, which you would think would be true. Yeah.
Which you would think would be true, exactly. So an SPF 50 product blocks about 98% of UVB rays, while an SPF 100 blocks 99%. So it's a minimal increase.
Yeah.
You would think you're getting double the protection, but you're really not. An SPF 50 is providing almost 100% protection. SPF 100 is still not even getting you to 100%. It's barely getting you there.
Yeah.
So it can lead consumers to misuse the product, to use less of it, to reapply it less often when you think you're getting double the protection, but you're not.
Another social media trend, of course, this is a myth, but they're saying drinking 15 glasses or more of water will prevent sunburn.
So there's certainly a lot of benefits to being well hydrated.
Right.
There is no evidence that drinking lots of water will protect you from sun damage. Sunburns are not caused by dehydration. They're caused by UV radiation. So again, to prevent sunburn, it is best to use sunscreen, wear protective clothing, although of course stay hydrated as well.
Right. Another myth, sunscreen causes vitamin D deficiency.
So this one is interesting. Sunscreen use really has a minimal effect on vitamin D levels. Evidence suggests that the risk of getting a vitamin D deficiency from everyday sunscreen use is very low. But also vitamin D is an essential nutrient, and so limited sun exposure is a great source of it, but you can also get it from food and vitamins. And of course, if you are concerned, it's always best to consult your health provider.
Sure. The last myth I have here, the best sunscreens are made in Korea.
This is a great one. So while sunscreens sold outside the US, they do use different ingredients. Some of them are better for our health. Some of them are better at protecting against UV rays. There are still products available in the US. Our guide to sunscreens identifies more than 300 products that provide adequate protection and don't contain worrisome ingredients. So if you are a US consumer, there are products available.
So a lot of times water resistant doesn't really mean water resistant, right? I mean, you can't send your kids in the pool thinking that it's going to last all day in the water.
There's a test for water resistance that's approved by the FDA. There are some shortcomings with that test. It's really best to not rely too heavily just on label claims,
Right.
and just to ensure that you're always reapplying products at least every 2 hours, you're using an adequate amount of product, and again, just following those labeled directions closely.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have a link to Environmental Working Group's latest sunscreen guide with everything you need to know. All you have to do is head to our website at katu.com. Emily, thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate you. All right, we'll be right back with more AM Northwest. Don't go away.